Good morning, grade 2. Good morning. How are you? Really, I miss you all. Today is Tuesday, 12th of May. We will complete our lesson 15, Officer Buckle and Gloria, and today is the day of reading comprehension. Let's start reviewing our target words instead of reading our sight words. The first word that we have the word attention, then body, enormous, obeys, safety, speech, shocked, station. Attention means notice or interest in someone or something. Buddy, partner or friend. Safety. The word safety, what does it mean by the word safety? Protected from danger. Speech, a talk given to an audience. Shocked, very surprised. Station, a place where certain work is done. So now we will review our vocabulary words that we will match the word to the definition, use it in a sentence. The word body, to be very surprised. The word body, to be very surprised about something. A word shocked. We have body, shocked, attention, station, and we have 4 meanings. So the word body means a partner. The word shock, to be very surprised about something. The word attention, what you give your teacher in class. Station, where certain work is done. I want you to use them in sentences. We have safety, obeys, speech, enormous. Enormous means huge or very large. Speech means talking to a group of people. Staying away from danger, it means safety. And follow instruction means obeys. Today we will learn the reading comprehension or the text of Officer Buckle and Gloria. Our learning outcomes for today are: I can identify cause and effect relationships. I can use details to monitor and clarify understanding. Okay, the first method that I want to do, that cause and effect in an Officer Buckle and Gloria. One event makes another event happens. The first event is the cause and the second event is the effect. As you read the story, ask yourself what happens and why. Find answers by looking at the words and pictures in the story. You can use a chart like this to show how the events connect. And tomorrow, inshallah, we will do a graphic organizer. First of all, I can identify cause and effect relationships. So I want you to know what's meant by cause and effect. Cause is the reason, and effect is the result of this reason. An effect is what happens in a story, and a cause is why something happens. Here in this picture, we have David was up in front of the class making faces. So what will happen? The teacher told David to sit down. So this is the first, this is the second. David wrote all over his desk. If he wrote all over his desk, what will happen? David was about to paint out one of his classmates. On the other hand side, when David goes to school, he should do what? The teacher told David to sit down. David had to stay after school to clean his desk. Teacher told David to keep his hands to himself. So David wrote all over his desk, so he had to stay after school to clean it. The teacher told David to keep his hands to himself because he was about to paint one of his classmates. Since David was standing in front of the class making faces, the teacher told him to sit down. So here we always have an event or a cause, then we have an effect according to this cause. If you just, hit your sister or your brother without a reason, your mommy will punish. Why? Because you did something wrong. So here you have a cause, then we have an effect. In the warming up, what are some rules we have to keep our school safe? We should follow the rules of the school. Our text title is Officer Buckle and Gloria, and its genre humorous fiction. Humorous fiction is the story that is written to make the reader laugh. As you read, look for characters who do or say funny things, events that wouldn't happen in real life. Here in Think Aloud, humorous fiction is a story written to make the reader laugh. The characters often do silly things. So, as I look through some of the pictures in the story, I see a police officer with a dog that seems to do strange and funny things. I think this story is humorous fiction. Why is it important to follow safety rules? It's important to have all of these. So, let's start. In Officer Buckle and Gloria, our author is Peggy Rathman, and as we said that we have an officer, Officer Buckle knew more safety tips than anyone else in Napville. Every time he thought, wait a minute to use our spotlight. Okay, so Officer Buckle Officer Buckle knew more safety tips than anyone else in Napville. Every time he thought of a new one, he thumbtacked to his bulletin board he was pulling down. He said, Safety tip 77, never stand on a swivel chair. What's the meaning of swivel chair? Swivel chair is this chair. This is the swivel chair. Officer Buckle shared his safety tips with the students at Napville School. Nobody ever listened. So the officer Buckle, he always go to school to tell the students some safety rules. But no one was listening to him. Sometimes there was snoring like Afterward, it was business as usual. Mrs. Struble, the principal, took down the welcome banner. Never stand on a swivel chair, she said. Officer Buckle, but Mrs. Struble didn't hear him. Mrs. Struble, this teacher, she is hanging here herself, so she was on a swivel chair and she will fall down. As here, I want to tell you something that Officer Buckle knew more safety tips than anyone else in Napville. Every time he thought he should put some thumb, this is thumb tagged here on the bulletin board. Then one day, Napville Police Department bought a police dog named Gloria. When it was time for Officer Buckle to give the safety speech at the school, Gloria went along. Children, this is Gloria, announced Officer Buckle. Gloria obeys my commands. Gloria said, and Gloria sat. Officer Buckle gave safety tap. So Officer Buckle is giving what? Here, if you look at the picture, he has Gloria. Gloria is his friend and she always obeys him. She is a girl. She's a girl dog. Okay. So he said, rule number one, keep your shoelaces, keep your shoelaces tied. The children sat up and stared to him without any attention. Even if you look at the last picture, they were playing XO here. Officer Buckle checked to see if Gloria was sitting at attention. She was. Safety tab number 2, said Officer Buckle, always wipe up spills before someone slips and falls. The children's eyes pooped. Officer Buckle checked on Gloria's again. Good dog, he said. Officer Buckle thought of a safety tab he had discovered this morning. So while Officer Buckle is doing the work, Gloria was doing funny faces, and things. Officer Buckles shared his safety tips with the students at Navville. Nobody ever listened. Sometimes there was snoring. Afterward, it was business as usual. Also, Mrs. Topol, if you remember, the principal took down the welcome banner and never stand on swivel chair. She was standing on the swivel chair. This is a sum up for the ideas that we are already just finished. Then one day, Navville's police department bought a police dog named Gloria. What happened? That dog became a friend for Mr. Buckle. Then Mr. Buckle gave the safety tab, keep your shoelaces tied. Then what happened else? We will see tomorrow. But first, I want you to answer the questions that we have today. Why does Officer Buckle create safety tab number 77? It looks like he stood in his swivel chair and fell off, so he probably decided to make it safety tab so others don't do the same thing. If you remember, it was the first tab that we have today. Question number 2. How does the picture on page 509 go along with the text on that page? It shows that even though Officer Buckle talks about safety, few people pay attention to him. Nobody was paying attention. Many accidents that could be avoided continue to go at the school. We even saw that the boys were playing XO and nobody was listening. Even the teacher was standing on a swivel chair. Everyone continues here. What is the meaning of business as usual? Business here as usual means everyone continues to do unsafe things. What problems does Officer Buckle have in the story? Nobody listens to his safety taps. How can you tell Officer Buckle cares about other people? He shares safety taps that will keep people from getting hurt. So now we have one exit ticket. I want you to think about in this picture, why is Officer Buckle visiting Navville School? Why? How can you tell me from the picture that the students and teachers at Navville School need Officer Buckle? Why they need him? Of course, they need him because everyone is doing something wrong and they need someone to give them uh, classes about safety. At first, what usually happens after Officer Buckle shares his safety tabs with the students. If you understand the lesson, please give me 1 to 4 according to our Marzano chart. But please, I want you to open for us the daily read aloud link. This is a whole story reading aloud. I want you to read it and send to me the pictures of your reading or videos for your reading daily. Please, you will be evaluated for. Thank you for listening, and I hope that everything will be good. And inshallah, we will see you soon. But first of all, I want you to look at the video for the story. You should open it for everyday work.
This is Tyler. Tyler, with Grammarly's help, is writing an email to his boss, Anita. Tyler sits.
You will use this story every day, and I want you to read it and send to me your pictures and videos while you are reading. Thank you for your patience, and see you tomorrow, grade 2.
Officer Buck.